Notice you're rocking the Tatums. When do you start wearing those?
I mean, I always been wearing them. It's just trying to get accustomed to them. My feet accustomed to shit I've been playing in, so I'm just trying to get my feet ready for them.
Is that something Jason offered, or reached out about you wearing them, or were they a gift, anything like that?
Yeah, these ones was a gift for sure. I mean, we did talk about it when he first saw them. Said he was getting signature shoe. I mean, I bought the first pair, but yeah.
No, you and him are tight. Have you kept in touch with him through the recovery process he's going through right now, trying to support him, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I seen him this summer at Kimba's wedding, and we talked a little bit about it. He was still in the boot now. I mean, then he was still in the boot then. So seeing him like now, even going like having a little contact here and there is a great feeling. That process is very hard. So I know everything he's been through, and I know it's not easy. I know it's tough, but I feel like his progression has been great.
Yeah, and you've been through the injury process yourself a lot, and you've dealt with being off the court. Did you have? I know it wasn't an Achilles you dealt with, but have you been able to give him any insight about just staying in it mentally or anything like that?
I mean, not really. I mean, everything I tell him, I feel like he already knows anyway. I know he has a great support staff and a bunch of people around the league that's been there, done that, and I know all this stuff is sounding like a broken record to him, but of course, he knows that I'm here for him and all that.
Yeah, and for you with this team now, you guys are top of the East. You've been having a successful season. You've been fitting into it too. What's it been like just being part of what you guys have done this year?
Oh, man, I mean, it's great. Just you could tell, you could plug anybody up. I'm not gonna just single myself out, but we are so deep and we care for each other so much. You could plug anybody in, and I feel like we could be that much successful with anybody in these people's position.
Yeah, and back first game between you two, Detroit and Boston this year. It was kind of a crazy game. It goes down the wire there. What did you pull from that one? What do you remember about that night that you guys could take from it?
You talking about the first game or the first game here?
First game here.
First game here? No, it was just a tough game, especially a bunch of, we knew it was on the line as well with the in-season tournament. I feel like that played a major part in how close we was with playing. And I just feel like now we're a little looser, and I feel like this game is going to be a great game. Obviously, we still got that in the back of our mind of how that game ended. So we just feel like now we can figure out how to win this one.
Yeah, what stands out about this Celtics team? You've seen them a couple of times now. Their style, the way they play. Obviously, not having Jayson in the lineup. How have they been successful this year from what you've seen?
I feel like that's Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard. Just stepping up to the cost. Now I feel like they're still playing the same way with or without him. Just shooting a bunch of threes and making a lot of threes, and I feel like that's been their motto since they won a championship. Even the year they lost, they were shooting a lot of threes, and I feel like they shaped the difference of the NBA how we play now. I feel like a lot of teams want to shoot more threes, and I feel like it's because of their style of play.
You remember playing for Joe? What was that like when he was here?
Joe. I already knew when Joe got the head job. I knew it was gonna be great because Joe was an assistant when I was here. Just how he came to work and came prepared every single day. I knew he was gonna. I knew that was going to translate to being a head coach. I know Joe, he's a great guy. We did a lot of work together when I was here. Just talked a lot. And I feel like Joe is a great guy. And I feel like, even when he got the head job, I already knew he was going to be great.
You obviously played with Jaylen too, seeing what he's doing at the start of this year. He was obviously a great player then. What are some things you see from him that he's even better at now that's allowed him to be one of the leading scorers in the league?
Yeah, I feel like stepping up to the challenge. You lose one of your best players, important piece to this team. And I feel like there's a bunch of critics that said, that there wasn't going to be what they are this year. And I just feel like that mental and the leadership role that he stepped into is very big. I salute him for that.
Is this still a special place for you, given the years you had here? Like, what do you think about when you're in this building?
Say it again.
What do you think about when you're in this building? Like, is this still a special place, given the years you had here?
Yeah, we actually, I was talking to one of the coaches today, and I told him this is the first NBA gym I ever played in, ever been in, and it's always gonna be special to be here and compete as well. And just see everything that's bringing back so many memories. I remember my first game here. It was a crazy, surreal moment, and I just feel like every time I step into this building, it's just like that.
Is that your favorite memory, looking back, the first game you played here?
Yeah, for sure.
Was that Milwaukee one? Oh, no, that was 2020, first game here.
It was Charlotte. Charlotte, first game of it was a preseason. So it was a preseason game, but like I said, that was the first time I ever played in the NBA arena, first time I ever been in the NBA arena.
With Taco and Max and all those guys.
Max, Tremont, Carson Edwards, Semi Ojale, yeah, all them guys.
You remember the moment they told you you made the team?
Yeah, of course. I remember we was in Brighton at the practice facility, and Danny called me into the office, and I just remember that feeling I had going into the office versus the feeling I had coming out the office.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was a great feeling, man. I remember calling my mom right after that. Like walking, I used to stay like next door. I remember calling my mom after that on the walk home, and just sitting there and just crying on the phone. It was like a surreal feeling.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks so much.